Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Whiteville, North Carolina, visiting Vann Underwood Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and I'm checking out a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited in the Smoky Mountain Special Edition. Now the Smoky Mountain adds some functional and cosmetic features that really make this vehicle look awesome. So let's go ahead and check it out. This Wrangler is sitting on 255/70 R18 Bridgestone tires, wrapped around 18-inch alloy wheels, mostly painted a gloss black, but they do allow a little bit of the alloy to pop through, giving it a really sporty look. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes in the front and solid disc brakes in the back. The name of this color is Granite Crystal Metallic. And it really, on a Jeep Wrangler, it just gives it that rugged look. Now you can see on the Wrangler, on the Smoky Mountain Edition, you have the matching hardtop, and the fender flares are matching in that granite crystal metallic color. And in addition to the wheels being a gloss black, you also have some gloss black here in the center of the front bumper, and in the grill, in the 7-slot grill. You also have round headlights, but they are LED for your low and your high beams, and a reflector housing. You also have reflector LED fog lights there in the center of the bumper, and it has the steel tow hooks protruding in the top of the bumper, easy to get to. And check out the badging here. Smoky Mountain stickers here on the side kind of blend in perfectly, especially with this color. And the Wrangler Unlimited, the sticker is actually a low gloss, kind of blends in there, but you can still see it. The Wrangler maintains a pretty traditional style key. It does have the remote start on this one, and the lock and unlock buttons, and a panic button. And then there's the Jeep name on the other side. Okay, let's take a look here on the passenger side door. Now these doors are designed to have the ability to remove them. So the door seal is quite thick, and it just kind of moves around, doesn't stay put. But it does have the wires and everything here in this strap, but the strap keeps it from opening up too far as well. So basically you have to, when you close the door, you have to make sure you slam it good. And even I slammed it pretty good, it still didn't close all the way. You really have to give a good solid a slam to make sure that it collapses that seal enough to where it seals up around the door, as well as closing the door. So it has to be able to have enough pressure on this door seal to make a good seal around the door so you can go through. I think it's 20 inches of water in this vehicle. Okay, so here on the inside of the door, you see it has soft to the touch surface right in here, and the rest of it is a durable plastic. A net pocket, so when you put something in there, it doesn't rattle around. It kind of tries to keep it stable. And it does have power windows, but the power window controls are not on the door. I'll show you where those are in a second. You do have the power door locks. There's your threshold. Leather seats, heated leather seats. Smooth, very comfortable seats, and for a Wrangler especially. And there's your leg space. Now you can see it has the slush mats, the factory slush mats that has the kind of styling of a tires driving through the mud type thing. It has the Jeep name. Really looks cool, and it just kind of seamlessly goes in there. And they snap in place with those two snaps, so it doesn't slide around on you. You also have the handles, and the roll cage is covered up with this cover right here, and it has like a design sort of like a topographical map, which is pretty neat. You do also have a lockable glove compartment. Now there's certain compartments in this vehicle that are lockable. This gives you the ability to secure your stuff when you have the top down and the doors off, that kind of stuff. So there's your first compartment, your glove compartment for and it's lockable. And you also have this handle here with the black there in the center, and it says since 1941. All the rear glass is basically a privacy glass. It's not tinted with like a film or anything. It's actually made into the glass, so it keeps the sun from shining in and also keep people from looking in on your family and stuff. All right, so let's take a look at the back door. Pretty much the similar styling as the front, has the net pocket and all that, but it's all durable plastic. This door is removable as well. There's your threshold, and the back seats, it is basically a bench seat back here, but it does fold down in a 60-40 split fashion, so that way you can add to your cargo space depending on your needs. And you can see it has the floor mat with the tire tracks in it, and it goes all the way across, including the center portion. It's one piece. There's some cup holders. Power window controls are right in here, right in the back of the center console. It has a little light right there that illuminates the cup holders at night, which is pretty nice. Now, folding these seats down is pretty simple. It has a little latch right here. Just release the seat and pull it forward. And as you move it down, you'll notice the headrest is kind of touching the back of the seat, but this will fold down out of the way. And you also notice that the bottom portion sandwiches down onto the floor to give you the most amount of space possible. It's kind of almost completely level with the cargo space back there. This also helps if you want to put a like an air mattress back here or some sort of platform to where if you're camping and you can sleep back here if you need to. Now there's a portion here, a space, which you need to have something to cover that up, but in general, it gives you this wide open surface. Okay, taking a look at the back of the Wrangler Unlimited with the hard top. Now this is a 3-piece hard top, to where you have the back portion is one piece, and then the front two portions are separate, kind of like T-tops there, so you can take those off fairly easy, one person, and store them in a bag in the back of the vehicle, which I'll show you. But the back portion kind of needs a little bit more effort, 2 people at least to remove it, and then you have to have a place to put the hard top. Now the back glass does have a windshield wiper. It's a heated, does have the heated rear glass and all that as well, and a washer. There's your third brake light, full-size spare tire back here. Matches the vehicle, and the tail lights are protected in this little roll cage. You also have the trailer hitch with the 4-way outlet for your trailer. Then you have that tow hook as well, easy to get to. And just want to mention, it does have the 373 gears in this particular one for the front and rear axles. Okay, so good thing about the hard top over the soft top is there's plus and minuses on both, but let's go ahead and open this tailgate, which is the same on both of them. But once you open up the tailgate, which is also removable by the way, it's easy to access the cargo space on the hardtop because you just simply lift this up. Once the tailgate's open, you can lift that up. On a soft top, you would have to unzip it and remove it. A little bit more of a involved process. Okay, so here's your cargo area. And when you have all the seats occupied with passengers, this is your cargo space, which is rather significant. It's very similar to you would see in another SUV, like a SUV type vehicle, Grand Cherokee, something like that. This is the bag I was telling you about that you can hold those T-top portions, and basically it fits in. There's 2 separate portions of the bag, and it fits in there. Each portion of the T-top fits in there, and then you secure it to the back of the seat, so that way it kind of gets out of your way and you can still utilize your cargo space back here. Now, since the second row has the latch system or ISOFIX for car seats, you can actually have those at the anchors. You can see there's front, one on each side and one in the center, so you can have up to 3 car seats or have it in, those different positions. You don't want to confuse those with the cargo tie down, which is right there. So you have the cargo tie downs for securing stuff back here. And there's 3 on that side and 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. Now there's a mat back here, and it's reversible. It has rubber on one side and carpet on the other. And it's fairly durable carpet. It's not a high pile carpet. It's more, you know, kind of durable and easy to clean. Now this lifts up, and then you have some more lockable storage back here. So we can open that. And with the tailgate, if the tailgate's locked, you're not able to access this portion. See, the tailgate kind of goes over this area and keeps anybody from lifting this up. So we lift this up, and we have some more cargo space. We can put some stuff in this compartment. You also have places back here for the door hinges and the screws for the hardtop and the doors, all that good stuff. Place to put some stuff right in here. And then this actually lifts up, and under here is your jack for your spare tire and tools. You also have a little bit of more storage space that you can utilize if you want to. Maybe put some extra wrenches or whatever. And you see the roll cage starts here. That's where the seat belts are secured. And you have some dome lights in the center for your cargo in your second row. And then you have one in the center portion. And then there's some lights just underneath the rear view mirror. When closing the rear tailgate, it's pretty heavy since it has a complete tire here. So you don't want to slam it. It is pretty durable, but you don't really have to slam it. And if you get in the habit of slamming it, it could, you know, wrinkle the, you know, the sheet metal or whatever. I've seen that on older Wranglers. I don't know if they've solved that problem, but it's really easy just to kind of close it without much effort. It's not like the other doors. You don't want to slam the tailgate. All right, the fuel door in the Smoky Mountain Edition is this flat black, made out of metal, like a cast metal, and then it has a pretty traditional cap with a little tether there. The side steps are the kind of wheel-to-wheel design, and it really helps out with getting in and out of the vehicle. I mean, just the factory Jeep is not really that high, but it's high enough to where it does help to have a little bit of a step to get in the vehicle. Of course, you could take these off. If you're doing a lot of off-roading, taking the side steps gives you a little bit more articulation and ground clearance in certain areas. But this one in particular has the side steps. You can see it's kind of dished out for the rear passenger and the front passenger with the extra gripping surface. Let's go ahead and start it up. Opening the hood, it does not have a latch under the floorboard like most vehicles. Now there is a locking kit that you can buy to keep anybody from opening up the hood, but generally from the factory it's fairly easy to access. You just have these little latches here and here, and there's a safety catch right here in the center, like so. It does have a steel hood, which is really durable, and it does have a little bit of weight to it. Okay, so underneath the hood, you can see here's your engine compartment, and the battery's up here, easy to get to, and you also have a insulated firewall across the back. And underneath this big plastic cover is a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6. Can't really see it, but they cover it up as best they can for some reason. And this engine is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Of course, 4-wheel drive and all that good stuff. 373 gears in the axles. I really like the way this hood is designed. It has this power bulge hood is how they describe it. and it really makes this Wrangler stand out from all the other ones on the lot. Now the windshield, just like the older Wranglers, you can fold down this windshield. Now you can see it has the Torx places right here to take this portion off, and the windshield wipers will need to be moved, and you can fold down the windshield. You can actually see the hinge there in the center, and the door hinges. Under here is the screw to unscrew those. You can remove those. You can also install tubular doors, half doors, all kinds of options. If you're not familiar with the Jeep, they have more options than you can possibly imagine, whether through Jeep or through aftermarket companies. It's absolutely amazing. You can customize this thing to look any way you want. Now the driver's seat, all the seats are manual in the Jeep Wrangler, but this one actually, in the driver seat, you have the ability to raise and lower the seat using this handle here. There's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat, accelerator and brake pedals. You also have a tilt steering column, so you can release it, move it up and down, get it in the position that you want, and you secure it like so. I really like the little Jeep climbing up here on the corner of the windshield. It's a nice little touch. You also have the old-fashioned Jeep right here on the wheel. Okay, let's take a look on the inside from the driver's seat, of course. We've looked at everything else just about, and have pretty good amount of leg room. Since this is automatic, it doesn't have a clutch pedal. The clutch pedal does take up some room on the manual transmissions, so there's more room here, which is nice. There's no footrest back here, but there is, the ability to prop up my leg, and and give you an idea of the leg room there. It is pretty nice here in the center, because your leg can kind of pass over the center portion. Okay, so let's start on the steering wheel. It's a leather wrap steering wheel with the black portions around here, kind of like a satin black, accents around the buttons and supporting the steering wheel. Very good thickness and comfort, soft to the touch pretty much. Not super soft, but you get what I'm saying. It doesn't like dig in your hands or anything. Now the cruise control buttons are here on the right side, as well as a volume on the back. On the back of the steering wheel, it's really handy. There's a button, like a toggle switch up and down, and a center button. This is for your volume going up and down, and then the center button cycles through your different audio sources. So this one actually has a hard drive, which we'll get into in a minute, 30 gig hard drive. You can go AM, FM, satellite radio, or your hard drive, or different audio sources using the center button. On the back of the steering wheel on this side, you can change your tracks, your radio stations, or whatever by going up and down, and the center button will cycle through like your presets on your station. The buttons facing you here is your voice recognition, your Bluetooth. You can answer calls and hang up, and also make calls using that button. You also have some buttons right in here that correspond with this little screen here, information screen, which we'll get to in just a minute. Windshield wiper controls are on the right side. Your turn signal is here, and this is also where your headlight controls. So you have off, parking light, headlights, and then automatic, and then to turn on your fog lights, you just pull it out like so. And as you turn it off, it'll snap back in place. Your dimmer switches are located right in here as well. So in the bottom of each dial here, you have this little screen. On the right side, it shows you what gear you're in, and then you have down here your odometer or your trip, depending on what you have set here. So trip A, trip B, or your odometer, like so. And then you can see on the left side, shows you what direction your vehicle is facing. Right now it says southwest is your digital compass. Now you see that flashing CAL, that means it needs to be calibrated. This vehicle, branded Jeep, it hasn't been calibrated yet. And if you ever see that on your Jeep, all you have to do is drive real slow in a real tight circle in a parking lot, and that way it faces the Jeep in all four directions, and it recalibrates the digital compass. Also, the exterior temperature right now is showing 102 degrees. Now we're on direct sunlight, which is affecting that, but it is pretty much a hot day. So we can use these buttons right here to kind of cycle through and get some more information. So I'm going to push this menu button. I'm going to cycle through. We have a digital speedometer we can choose. Let's go ahead and select that and see what it looks like. Push menu, average miles per gallon, 55 miles to empty, tire pressure on each tire, You also have a timer, which you can reset. Vehicle info, this is where you can go into coolant temperature, oil life, oil pressure, transmission temperature. Continuing on, you can change the units to US or the metric system, and then you can see the status of the system. Any kind of messages will pop up there. You can go into personal settings, which include the language and things like that. Auto door locks, auto unlock on exit, all these different settings that you can do. And you can always go back to the main digital compass by pushing this button. So it doesn't matter what screen you're in, you just push this button and it'll take you back to, let's go ahead and get out of there. Now if I push it, it just goes right back to that, so that way I can keep an eye on those main features. Now the digital compass, the digital speedometer would be your first option, so that way you can quickly go into that if you want to. Alright, so the dashboard, you have your speakers up here, and then a nice big storage pocket here in the center. You can put gloves or safety glasses, sunglasses, that kind of thing. It will be in direct sunlight, so you have to consider that. Okay, so here's your radio, and it's a lot more than just a radio. It does have a lot of cool features. There's a hard drive, a 30 gig hard drive. It also has a CD player. By pushing that button, it kind of slides down. You do have the ability to read DVDs as well. Your voice recognition button is here, and your phone button are here, as well as the steering wheel. You can go to your radio and play music. You do have all kinds of different media sources, so you can play music through a hard drive, the disc, or an auxiliary input, as well as a USB. There's a whole menu system. You can actually put pictures on here and have like a picture view, so you can look at pictures. You can look on your hard drive and look at music and pictures, and then you can manage your hard drive. So you can see its capacity 28 gigabytes. You also have a USB port right here. There's your auxiliary input, and then your USB port is right here. So this is where you can put your files onto the hard drive, as well as the disk, of course. Then it has a pretty traditional volume knob. This is the Uconnect 430, by the way. They've had this out for quite a long time, and I think in the 2018 models they're going to have an upgrade. So here's your power window switches. I promised you I'd show you where they're at. Here they are, right here in the center. And the front two are automatic, but look how fast they go. Like, bam! Look at that. And you can, of course, use this button to lock out the windows to where other people can't roll up and down the windows. I like the vents in the Wranglers. They have this way of articulating to where you can kind of grab them and aim them the way you want, and you can close them. Very, very simple and intuitive. Okay, so your climate control is down here, your fan speed, your temperature, where you want the air to blow, and then you can recirculate the air with the center. Just push that like so, and then turn your air conditioning on and off, and then your rear defroster is controlled with that button. Your side mirrors are controlled right here, so your right and then your left, and you adjust it with this little joystick. Heated seat controls, there's 2-stage, high and low. Your traction control, you can turn that off in case you need to spin tires. Your downhill descent button is here. This is where it's kind of like a cruise control in a way, where it keeps you at a slow speed going down the hill and without accelerating. Now this is only for off-road use. Four-way flashes are here. There's your heated seat control for your passenger, and then this is for your AC adapter, which I'll show you where it is in a second. You can turn that on and off right there. 12-volt power supply. Now this one has the key showing you that it turns on and off with the ignition switch. There's a net pocket, little storage pocket there. Here's your four-wheel drive, manual four-wheel drive engagement shifter, and then here's your normal shifter for your transmission. So we got reverse, neutral, there's your drive, and you can cycle through the gear ratios manually by bumping it left or right. If you accidentally bump it and change the gears and it goes into like a manual mode, you just press and hold it to the right and it'll go back and drive. There's some cup holders, and there's your parking brake. Okay, so this is the other way of securing your stuff, a lockable storage compartment, and this is your armrest, and it's pretty soft to the touch and it's big enough to where you can share with your passenger, I think. And this lifts up in two portions. There's two kind of buttons under here, so the smaller button will open up this small portion, so you can put something small here. You can also run wires in and out with these little side things, these little side openings. And the larger button, you can see the two buttons there, opens up this larger storage compartment. Now in here is a 12-volt power supply as well, and a USB input. Now you'll notice the 12-volt power supply has a battery on this one, so this one stays connected to the battery all the time, so you can charge your cell phone even if the vehicle's off, which is nice. And of course you can run the wires in and out of this compartment here. Okay, the rear view mirror has these little tap lights underneath it, and it's an auto dim rear view mirror. It's actually auto dimming right now because I have the shade over the light sensor back here, and you can turn that feature on and off with this button. And the visors have mirrors. They also extend out, so we can extend them out and get the right position that we want. You see the top portions are removable in two different pieces, and there's latches here in the front. You also have a latch here and in the center, and also you have these screws right here. They're made to unscrew with your hand, that secures the top portions as well. So let's look at the visibility in the back. You see the headrests are kind of popping up in the way, but overall pretty good visibility around, looking over your shoulder and out the back, directly out of the back. So all that's good. Let's take a look at the window sticker, so you can use the pause button to get some more information if you want it. So that's about it. 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Smoky Mountain Special Edition here at Vann Underwood Chrysler in Whiteville, North Carolina. And thank you for watching, and thank you to Vann Underwood, of course, for allowing me to show off another awesome vehicle. And I'll see you guys next time.